shutting things down here in Atlanta, Georgia, the College Football Hall of Fame for SEC Media Days, and making the rounds here on Radio Row. Get a chance to talk to a lot of different people that cover a lot of teams at a really high level, and talk to some folks in the Auburn sphere. Got this question a few times. Hey, what does success look like for Auburn in 2025? How many wins are you happy with? What do those wins need to look like? And that conversation on those platforms made me want to have that conversation with y'all together on this platform. So before we move forward, if you're an Auburn fan, if you're a college football sicko, like, look at where we're doing the show from, man. It's here. I mean, run from it. Wish it's not. It's happening all the same. College football season is here, so make sure you are subscribed if you're a college football fan or an Auburn fan. Appreciate y'all being locked in. So here's kind of my boxes I want checked for Auburn when it comes to success in 2025. We'll get to the win total in a second, but just roll with me here. I need to see a quality product here in year 3. Quality product, because last year wasn't like it was egregious, but there was a couple of times where you did kind of want to hide your face and not look at what was going on. Cal game, Arkansas game. To distill this down, I need to take care of the football. I mean, 1.5 giveaways a game last year, that ain't going to cut it. You're going to find yourself right back where you were at the end of this year, talking about making a bowl. Can we get to 6? Is it? Do not live in that world. Also, in terms of quality product, I want to see Auburn score some freaking points, man, because we said this on multiple shows. If you're an Auburn fan, you kind of feel catfish, don't you? You signed up for one thing, getting another. You got Hugh Freeze into the fold as your head coach, and you're like, awesome. Offense, play calling, excitement, explosives. Hasn't really been that way. Now, I want to make sure we clarify this. It's not just a matter of, being explosive, because Auburn at times last year was relatively explosive. Like yards per play, Auburn was top 30 in America, but you look at the points, those things don't align. Why? Because you're not finishing in the red zone. So it's not just being explosive, it's being explosive to the tune of actually scoring points. The number I'm looking at, right around 30 points a game, would probably make me happy. It's going to be on Jackson Arnold and the horsepower on that roster. But the thing is, like, you're in year 3 now. You're not talking about the things that have nothing to do with talent anymore, or you shouldn't be, at least. It should be, hey, culture's in place, standards in place, way of doing things in place. The first 2 years, it takes some time. There's no way to get to a winning culture in a matter of a year. Now, if you have a winning culture already existing, it's a lot easier to reemphasize that, but there's no way to expedite what a culture is in college football. And people have differing opinions as to how much that matters anymore. I still think it plays a factor. At the end of the day, when you line it up 11 on 11, doesn't matter who's making what. It matters if you trust the dude next to you. Are you willing to give your all for your teammates? All those things. So I think that matters. So going back to the whole point here, quality product for me for Auburn. Scoring points, way less giveaways, just looking like a year 3 football team. Now, in regards to the win total, I think it needs to be 8-4. At least 8-4 for me to be okay. I'm content. Maybe you would like 9. Everybody wants to win their conference. Everyone wants to win a national championship. I think 8 is probably a fair number to be at. We'll revisit that in a second. If it's not 8-4, and let's say you find yourself 7-5 at the end of the season, not ideal. I think it's very fair to be disappointed if that's the number. But I think if you're 7-5 and you have a signature win on there, I think that, again, it doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it a good season. You missed the mark in our book. But I think it makes it a touch more palatable. Like, picture it this way. Let's say Auburn is 6-5, heading into the Iron Bowl. You're playing Alabama at home, mind you. Let's say you beat Alabama. And you've done that before, so it's not like it's groundbreaking stuff for the good folks out there in the plains. But you talk about how you define success, and I think a signature win for Auburn to finish the regular season, to beat what I would call a tier 1 coach in Kalen DeBoer and what he is right now in college football. That, I think, morale-wise, vibes-wise, would at least point the arrow up, which is really what this year is all about for me. The reason why I say 8-4, if you go 8-4, that means you more than likely won 3 games in the month of September. It means you had a 3-win improvement. It means that you also beat the teams that you recruit better than, which is really, I think, what Auburn fans have been asking for a minute here. You keep talking about talent. We have the talent. We have the horsepower. Why is that not equating to winning games on the football field? What is the deal here, man? Why is this not all working how it's supposed to work when it comes to talent translating to actually celebrating on Saturday afternoons in the fall, right? So going back to what I was saying, the month of September, is crucial, I think, for Auburn to get some mojo. You play at Baylor, Ball State, South Alabama, at Oklahoma, at A&M. If you go 2-3 in that stretch, it's gonna be very tricky. You can't go 0-3 in your Power Four slate in September. One, it just makes it a lot harder to get to that number I just told you about, going 8-4. It also makes it a lot harder to maybe rally the troops, if that's a okay way to say it. Like, I think belief, or especially early on in a season, is so crucial for setting the table for your games in conference play in October, finishing strong in November. Like, I think teams figure out their identity in that first month of the season. And you can still be a good football team and not play well in September, but it's a lot harder to convince yourself internally and create good momentum in October if you're sitting there at 2-3 after those first 5 games. All right. So if you go 8-4, and here's where I want Auburn fans to roll with me, because I know 8-4, when you got hired, if you're Hugh Freeze, if you're an Auburn fan, when that happened, you probably said, man, year 3, 8 wins. I don't know if that excites me that much, JD. I hear you. Stick with me. I told you, 3-win improvement. That's great. Perhaps most importantly, if Auburn wins 8 games in 2025, we flip the calendar forward a year to SEC Media Days, wherever it's going to be at next year. What are we talking about as success for Auburn then? Probably 2-win improvement gets you to 10. 10 wins gets you to the playoff. If you're in the playoff in year 4, if you're Auburn and Hugh Freeze, this was all worth it. It was all worth it. Maybe it wasn't the scenic route. Maybe it wasn't the most enjoyable route. Nobody wants to miss a bowl game in year 2. Nobody wants to talk about having the wrong quarterback 2 years in a row. But if you get to the college football playoff in year 4, this was all worth it. And getting 8 wins this season makes that much more attainable. Also, it bridges the gap, depending on what happens with Jackson Arnold here. It would bridge the gap more than likely to the Deuce Knight era, right? At that point, you're saying, okay, Deuce Knight got a full year under his belt, watching Jackson Arnold play at a somewhat high level. If you won 8 games in the SEC, I would be excited about that if I'm an Auburn fan. Now, obviously, there's the possibility that Jackson Arnold returns after an 8-4 season and is your quarterback 2 years in a row. If that's the case, you can keep Deuce Knight on your roster, even better. Sit for 2 years. A lot to ask for these days, but sit for 2 years. You're better for having gotten a chance to develop as a quarterback in the college system. But at the end of the day, to recap it here for us, 8 wins gets you in the spot where next year you're talking playoff and 10 wins. Quality product has to be there. Look like a year 3 team. Just win the game you're supposed to win, beat the teams you recruit better than, and let's do that by starting strong in the month of September. So I'm excited to see where they are this year. It was awesome getting to talk to Coach Freeze and Jackson Arnold already over here at Media Days. If you haven't checked out those conversations, they are on the channel, so go ahead and watch those and subscribe while you're at it. But hey, man, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. College football season is here. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.